Aye, boom. We're making some kind of insane choir drill sample from scratch. Something that's gonna sound pretty epic, and it might even sound like it's actual sample itself. I mean, when I hear choir drill, I do think of Pop Smoke, but we're gonna try add our own slippery drums on it instead of that classic New York feel. Before we get into it, man, please hit the like button for me. It does tell YouTube that other producers should be watching this content. And if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button for new content every Wednesday, every Sunday. I'd really appreciate it if you do those two things for me. We haven't done a discount code in a while, so here's 20% off all my drum kits for the first 5 people to use it, so be quick. All the drums from this video that you're about to watch are going to be from my own drum kits, and I'd recommend using the 20% off on the Aries multi-kit to really get some great value for your money right now. Yeah, man, let's just get into it. Alright, so how do we make choir samples? We kind of need some synthy chord progression. We need to use vocals, a lot of them, because obviously a choir isn't just one person. It's going to be a variety of different vocal sounds, and then also we're going to hear some piano, we're going to hear some violins. So let's get started. We are in 145 BPM. We're actually going to start in A sharp minor this time. I'm going to end up repitching this melody eventually in Analog Labs, and we've got this kind of like synth key. To be honest, I don't really know what I want to do here. Ooh, okay, hang on. That kind of sounds nice. We're using like both the little semitone gaps chords, if you know what I mean. Yeah, nice. When we come to the end, we probably drop it this. Yeah, it does. Next, we are going to come into Firelight, because Firelight is one of the best banks for finding like vocal pads. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste the Analog Lab one into our contact. We're going to pitch it up an octave. But here's a little trick that I do. I want this to sound like a little bit more filtered. So you want to take an EQ and do something along the lines of this, where you're cutting out that high end, but then just adding some reverb and Gullfoss. Next, we're coming into Requiem Light in contact, taking more of like a church kind of holy choir kind of sound. And I feel like we want this one kind of like hitting along the lower frequencies. But again, when we do this, it's still kind of a little bit too in your face. So if we just route this to the exact same mixer track as the other vocal, it just kind of smooths it out nicely. Alright, let's move away from vocals. We're going to come into noir. We're going to try to lay down some dark kind of piano into it. Now, I know there's a lot of layering going on, but listen, hear me out. Wait until the end. We're coming into Vocalize 3. We're taking a single stacked vocal. Might even just layer it across. But we're going to swamp it in reverb. Also going to use Gullfoss. Take note of what I'm using on nearly every single vocal sample. I'm using reverb, Gullfoss, stereo shaping. Now, we are going to grab one more vocal. This one's kind of going to be like the lead vocal of the entire melody. We're an ethnic Bulgarian choir. I think we just kind of want to go up and kind of down the scale a bit or something. Back to A sharp. I feel like we're missing like a tiny bit of like high-ended string in here. So I think I'm going to put in like a violin phrase. I feel like we need to add a bell to this. We are going to put everything on top of each other. We're going to consolidate this into one track, in which we are just going to open this new sample in Fruity Slicer. When we come into Fruity Slicer, first thing we're doing, we're pitching this up 300 cents. I'm going to turn the attack up. I'm going to turn the decay up. You want to come in here, slice it on beat. And now we have like a brand new kind of sample to work with. All right, after a bit of messing around, this is the final chop that we've come up with. Lastly, I want to add one last vocal phrase on top of this. Added a tiny bit of pancake and reverb to the vocal. Now let's get some drums going. We're going to be mainly using the Aries drum kit, maybe a bit from the Valhalla as well. Lay that over. Next, we want to grab like a lighter kind of counter snare. And we're literally just adding in notes to kind of create more of a bounce. We pitch the snare down. Grab some, let's get some perks going here. Best thing about this Aries multi-kit is you can get your beats sounding exactly like mine, as I literally have all the mixer chains that I use. So everything that I'm using on perks are all in here. Everything that I'm using on hats are all in here. All my 808 stuff's in here. If you want your beats to sound like mine, use the sounds I'm using, use the mixer chains I'm using, and it's literally going to sound the exact same. All right, we are taking the Valhalla 808. Actually, let's try a layered 808. See, that's not really sounding how I want it to sound. We're gonna take the layered 808 preset. Make one more 808 part in 2. We are using the cam shot for 808 if you just heard it here. And I feel like that should do it for drums. Let me try to get some arrangement on this. So for the intro, we've actually automated the BPM. Come up here, right click, create automation clip. And we've also turned on intro verb on the master. We haven't really done anything else. We've added in one of my drum fills from the Aries multi-kit. I can't lie, it better come to high. Didn't even clock. I actually put halftime on it for the verses. Just like this for the verse. Again, same here, just bring in the kick. And then back into it. This FLP will be available over on my Patreon, link for that in the description. If you made it this far in the video, man, I need you to do 2 things. I need to make sure that you've liked the video already, and you also need to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I appreciate you for watching, man. Run me up on Instagram and Twitch, because I already do 2 things to care about. I'm out. Good luck, see you later. Bow.